And it's very unfortunate that Jet Airways may suspend its operations tonight. We are told that the last flight of Jet Airways, if this flight actually operates, will be a flight from Mumbai to Amritsar tonight at about 10:20 p.m. This is after Jet Airways failed to get emergency funding from banks. These last-ditch talks were taking place yesterday and today. 9W3502 Amritsar to Mumbai is scheduled to depart at 10:20 p.m. If this flight operates, a Boeing 737 aircraft, it might be the last flight of Jet Airways, at least for the moment. For the last several weeks, there were hectic parleys going on between a group of banks led by the State Bank of India and Jet Airways, which sought 1,500 crores as an interim emergency financing to keep the airline afloat. They were unable to secure that. I believe there may have been some talks on a lower amount, but that didn't finally work out. And therefore, sources are indicating at this stage that the airline might be grounded tonight. At this juncture, it's important to state that the management of Jet Airways has not issued a statement. Many of their spokespersons are not coming on the phone, but I think that is, in a sense, a reflection of how dire the situation is. The fact of the matter is that thousands of employees of this once world-class airline are essentially in a situation where they are not earning. Many pilots whose images you see over there haven't received their salaries in 4 months. And it's not just the people who work at Jet, it's also their families who are directly impacted. This is a disastrous situation for civil aviation in this country if Jet Airways is to collapse in the manner that it did. Remember, a few years back, Kingfisher Airlines also collapsed. Thousands of people were directly impacted by that, but Jet Airways, larger, I believe, than Kingfisher ever was. Now, what this also means for the aviation sector in the country is enormous stresses on capacity. India is a country where, despite the problems of various airlines, air transport, air traffic is actually going up. Passenger loads are actually going up. Airports are expanding. And therefore, if there is a sharp reduction in the number of seats which are available, because remember, Jet used to operate at one time hundreds of aircraft, then it's a problem, because that demand, that capacity has to be met by someone. And at this stage, all these airlines are running at 100%. There are also concerns about the aircraft which are actually available to the other airlines. Remember, all the Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft operated by SpiceJet have been grounded by the aviation watchdog, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, after the crash of an Ethiopian airliner. So with 13 planes out of operation over there, it's a problem for the airline to get enough aircraft in the air to fulfill the demands. Now, if the demand goes up, if the seats are not available, then prices go up. And this is obviously what the airline regulator is looking at as well. And we do know that the DGCA has spoken to airlines. They've told them that they cannot go berserk at this stage in terms of airfares, which have to be kept at a moderate level. I do know that Air India is trying to bring in more planes into operation. Indigo has announced several more flights which are taking place. But if one speaks about Indigo today, then that airline too is in a situation which it doesn't want to be in. There is a safety audit which has been ordered of the airline. Some of their lead management, according to sources, have been show-caused. Why? Because the Directorate General of Civil Aviation has concerns over the safety of operations of the NEO aircraft. So that's an additional problem over and above everything I've mentioned.